On people, what you saying? DG's coming now, bruv. He just had to finish something off in it, so he's running late. So he should be coming through now. What you man saying? What are you man saying, bruv? Arsenal signed Willian. Dortmund coming out and saying now that Real Madrid and Barcelona want Sancho. Bruv, do you know what I mean? How you man feeling about this Willian signing? You man let me know in the comments, bruv. I know there's a few Arsenal man in here. While DG comes. That's it. And don't forget to smash the like button as well and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. How you man feeling about this Willian signing before DG gets in here? What you man saying? Arsenal cracking me up with their signings. Are there any Arsenal fans in here that think it's a good signing? He's saying decent squad player. Good signing. He's saying Willian's dead food. Good squad player. Retirement home. Rants, did you know? I didn't see the interview. I don't watch that channel. So no, I didn't see it, bruv. Do you know what I mean? I didn't see it. It was stupid signing, Willian. Better than Willock, improves the squad. Another retirement home. Man was saying London Galaxy and that, bruv. Man, you're like the MLS team now, Arsenal fam. I think Willian will come good for Arsenal. Never felt so anticlimax about a striker. About a signing. Arteta knows what he's doing. Why is DT acting like Arsenal just signed Prime Messi? Fam, we'll just read the comments to see what man are saying about this signing, innit? The Willian signing it's mixed, brother. A lot of man are saying that it's a decent signing, innit?
Sorry for being late, my guy. Obviously, they've been making me work like a slave today still. But in relation to Willian, listen, like it is what it is. If we're honest, if we keep it 100, it is underwhelming because you lot, whether you get Sancho or not, you lot are linked with Sancho. Chelsea were linked with Hervites. Everyone wants quality players. But you see me with Willian, I don't mind it. I really don't mind it because we need players that, for now, Aubameyang and him are similar ages. We need people that are going to do something within the next 1 to 3 years or so. And I think Willian can do that. I think Willian's not going to decide matches. He's not going to, be the flag bearer like Aubameyang, but he can complement the sides, There's a lot of talk of playing him in a 10. In an ideal world, we'd like to, shell out and get a creative midfielder. But he can do a better job there than Joe Willock, if we're 100% honest, with all respect to Joe. He can do a job on either flank. Martinelli is out until, I believe, early next year. So, we need a body. So I get that. The thing with me is I hope that it's, how do I make it make sense? I hope that it works I hope that it works from the off in whatever capacity. I'm not saying, he's going to be the match winner, but I hope he starts well because we haven't got a leg to stand on. The finances that you're hearing, we'll never know the specifics, but just the finances and the duration of the contract given, my guy, it's like he has to hit the ground running because it screams comfortability. Because you look at David Luiz, he's had decent moments. Has he been deserving of a new deal? For one reason or not, it's happened. We brought Cedric Suarez. To be fair, he's been injured and hardly played. He was injured at Southampton. We brought him in at 28. He signed a 4-year deal. So it is screaming a bit comfortable. I don't mind the whole using agents and stuff like you see with Wolves. They're using it and exploiting the Portuguese market well. But if it doesn't happen, it's a hard leg to stand on, my guy, man.
This is it, bro. Certain men are saying that Agent Willian soon come and that, bro. Man are saying that.
Right, it might. Look at what Gallas, Czech, Luiz, Lasana Diarra, hopefully it's 5th time lucky or something with Willian, man. Really hoping that. But it probably is Agent Willian. He has my full support. Obviously, he's an Arsenal player in that, but boy, it's a bit peak, man. Hopefully it gives us, with the free signing of him, potentially, renewing the loan deal for Ceballos. If we are broke, surely that gives us more pennies. And for me as a fan, I want to, if bringing in Willian on a free and renewing loans is how we can get around it and potentially shell out for a Partey or for me, a centre half of some stature, then fair play. But again, the club's got to get it right. And Edu and them, man, they're seem quite bullish in their comments right now. But seeing is believing, man. There's a lot of verbal checks being written, and fans are going to want to cash them.
Yeah, real talk. But it's like last summer you signed a decent amount of players, bro. Whether or not, and we still ain't seen Saliba yet. So do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess you just gotta have faith in the man them upstairs, bro, to just deliver, innit? They got a new manager. You would think that in the first season they're gonna back the manager, bro. At least you would think that they're gonna back Arteta. Do you know what I mean? So I expect to see players coming. It's not the same kind of window as well, where man have to get signed before a certain time, bro. It's a longer window. So because of that, I think a lot of fans have got the same impatience, like say it's the short window that we're accustomed to. You know, the ones like it's a long window, bruv. So I expect to see people moving right up until the last day, fam.
Same, and I think I was reading into that today. I think in October it becomes a domestic thing, so you can still, I could be wrong, but you can still buy players, I assume, within the Premier League and down to the lower leagues if you please. I get it. It's a game of chess. Listen, I'll cut my club some slack, you know. As a fan, obviously, I want to see, I'm seeing other clubs confirm signings and stuff, like City, you know, take away Ake. They need a centre-half. It's done. Whether they do anything else, it's done. I want that. But at the same time, I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses, but you've got the COVID thing and how we're going to react to this. You've got Arsenal's delicate situation already. And it's a game of poker. Transfers are all a game of poker. And, you know, obviously COVID has probably affected things, but most clubs have probably drawn up their transfer targets from the winter and already laid the groundwork. So I'm hoping that happens. And normally when it's quiet, you'd like to think somebody's working, but until something happens, you know, I'm not panicking. I share your opinion. Like, there's no reason to panic. But come last day, if areas haven't been addressed, then I'm sitting on this show going mad. I can't even lie.
I hear you. Man said, what do you feel about you lot potentially selling Maitland-Niles? And he's actually looked decent under the new manager.
You see me, the problem is, like, anyone that watches me, you know I'm a Haaland guy. Anyone that comes from the academy, anyone that comes to Arsenal young, like, I'll ride for you, innit? Really ride. So I would have a hard time letting Maitland-Niles go, you know. I look at it with a lot of emotion, admittedly. When I remove it and I look at it, as much as I like him and stuff, and I'm going to support him in a sec, but as much as I like him, without emotion, he's played, but he's not really played. Like, he goes through spells, like he's in the team, he's not. I think he's a better right back potentially than Bellerin. But if everybody's fit, is he going to be in the starting lineup when he puts in performances in the FA Cup final and semis potentially throughout the whole season? No, he's 23. He's made 100 appearances for the club. You know what? He's won an FA Cup. That's a success story from the academy. It probably takes a couple million to run. You sell him, you get 30 million or so. Hopefully that can be reinvested. But for me, I would like to see Maitland-Niles stay. He said he's changed his tone and sounds like he's on nailing down fullback. I see him as someone that could really, you know, be the best fullback at this club because, you know, Bellerin's a right back by trade, you know, by sorts since he's come into the game. I think there's probably things Bellerin's better than that. But in terms of the final third and what fullbacks are needed, I think Maitland-Niles isn't perfect there, but he looks dramatically better. Like the one time he does play, is it a coincidence? When you clock Maitland-Niles plays, Pepe plays a tiny bit better. Pepe has to play better for himself. But when you've got that link up with the fullback, as you know, at United at a time, you know, you need that. And I want to keep Maitland-Niles, but, you know, 30 million for a player, that's a bit part by Arteta, what we've seen so far. If it can be reinvested and it means part A or something, is what it is.
Yeah, but man saying we Chelsea fans talking about retirement home, we got two of your club legends, blood. That's what man is saying, bro. I don't know, bro. As an Arsenal fan, what does it feel like though? Always feeling like you always get Chelsea players on the wrong side of their careers, blood. Because it's starting to be like what, a Petr Cech thing, a David Luiz thing, and now a Willian thing, bro. It's all like man was saying London Galaxy and that MLS club.
Listen, before they rub us out, yeah. If we look at it, yeah, we're gonna say that Chelsea got Champions League football. He's come to do a challenge. He's come to help take us back as a club. So you know, when like Don Raul said, when we knock, it's different. But on a serious note, it is a bit booky signing Chelsea scraps. I'm not going to lie to you because I don't think Cech was a poor signing, but we've all got the comedies and stuff. And there were some dodgy decisions and it weren't Petr Cech of yesterday. You know, it is penny pinching. We're signing David Luiz. We're looking at it as what he's done and won in the game. We're not looking at it as he's on the way out in his career. It is what it is. Like with this Willian thing, it's a bit different because I'm not, and I don't want to sound like this because he's signed for us, but I don't think Willian is a bad player. Like, I just think it's an underwhelming signing. I just don't think it's that. I think he's a calm guy. With David Luiz, you know, he'll have good spells, but there's mistakes in him. you know, Peter Cech, he's past it, like he's declining and stuff. So there was kind of some things you knew would happen. And I know Willian is going to frustrate me. I know at times his decision making. I know his numbers, while I feel, because our numbers are really mediocre and nobody really adds bar Aubameyang and whatnot, he can give us some numbers, but I know they're mediocre. I know he's going to frustrate. I know, like I said at the beginning, he's not the difference maker. Like I want him to play well, but I'm not looking at him to do that. So it is underwhelming. You know, you look at youth level, we signed Chelsea's former players as well, and it serves us a bit better. You look at Eddie Nketiah, but it is what it is. It's just penny pinching, and you know, I can't change anything at my club, so I'll just accept it at this point, Rants, man.
So you're just looking at it as a straight upgrade on what you already have, and if you look at it like that, it's a good sign.
Not even an upgrade, my guy. Not even an upgrade. Literally just complementing the side, like just
But he's an upgrade on players you have, because he's an upgrade on Willock. Do you know what I mean? If United signed him, I look at it like, it's an upgrade on Daniel James, blood. You know that ones. If man ended up with Willian, I'm like, right, it's an upgrade, bro. It is an upgrade, bro. It's not like one of them signings that are gonna get man excited, but it adds a bit more quality and depth. If you're honest, bro, you know them ones.
That's why I'm on it, because at least you're gonna get a minimum of 6, 7 out of 10. We've got some young players, you know, for every Martinelli and Saka, you got some man that are 10 out of 10 one week, they're 4 out of 10 the next. At least there's a base level of performance from Willian. It's not trailblazing stuff, but you know what you're going to get. And as a manager, especially with Arteta, he needs some man in the squad that he knows, okay, we got 5 tough games. I know you're going to put in a shift for me. And I think that Willian can be that. Like you said, and I said earlier, if he's going to play 10, he's a better 10 than Joe Willock. I've been saying Joe Willock is not a 10. That's not him. I want to be proven wrong in that. You know, on the left, for some reason, I think he's going to play on the left, but I don't know what we're going to do with Aubameyang. On the right, you know, if he takes Pepe's place, then there's some serious problems. But for Pepe and him, it's 2 good options. I don't know what will happen with Reece Nelson, because part of me thinks he's in Arteta's plans, but he could potentially go out on loan. But it's a good complementary member of the team. And like I said, for me, it's about the next 1 to 2 years. Like Aubameyang's going to sign a 3-year deal if he stays. But really, we're looking at what these sort of 30-plus-year-olds can do in the next 1 to 2 years, 3-year max, to set us up for the Sakas and that as they approach their early 20s, because the next 2 years are vital, bro. But yeah, like you said, it's underwhelming, but it's an upgrade in the squad depths, and his numbers are mediocre. But when you look at us, which man really score in this team? You look at Aubameyang, you look at Pepe's numbers, even though he's underwhelmed, some people say it's been an upgrade. So if Willian can bring some of his mediocre numbers, every penny helps, really, sort of thing.
Facts, bruv. And thoughts on Arsenal wanting to sell Lacazette? That's what he's asking. I don't know if there's any facts in that. I don't know if Arsenal want to sell him, or if they're open to accepting offers from him, or what. I don't know. What's the situation with Laka anyway? Because if Aubameyang stays, a lot of people are saying that that he's gonna go, bruv. Lacazette. Do you see both of them staying? Do you see a possibility of you starting the season
like contract extensions and that?
Yeah, bruv.
I mean, you've got to consider that reality that, like, you know, because sometimes you hear Arteta say, I like Lacazette, I want him, I want this and that. Lacazette said he's happy. So I guess there is always the case that both could sign a new deal. But then, obviously, I don't know Arsenal's balance sheets, but it does lead me to believe you can't have Ozil on. You can't either have Ozil's wages or pay off Ozil, bring in Aubameyang, bring in these other transfers, and renew Lacazette's deal without something like both of them. It just sounds like too much. I think we've got the finances, but it just doesn't seem like it's up Arsenal's street. For us, you know, Lacazette, he's a good player in terms of the squad. It's the problem with Lacazette. He goes through good spells, and then he goes through them spells of purple patches, but he never maintains that purple patch. Like, you look at his goal scoring record, some weeks he'll score 5 weeks in a row, next week he's not scoring for a couple of months. To be fair with you, I don't mind if he stays. Like, I don't mind if he gets a new contract and stays. You know, he's a plan B. Over the course of 38 games we can use him, but at the same time, he's a bit like Guendouzi and Maitland-Niles for me, in that the right offer comes, you know, you sell him. Could you bring in? I know we've got Willian and it complicates things, but could you put Aubameyang through the middle, bring in a winger, or use that money and invest it? Because the thing with Eddie Nketiah, we need to see a full season, even if he can return Lacazette numbers. But he's taken Lacazette's place at moments this season. So if you've got Eddie that could do that, Aubameyang's new deal, and you bring in a next man in addition to Willian to share the numbers around, and Pepe, you know, becomes that guy we want him to do, is there a need for Lacazette? Now, I do think there is, because he can hold up the ball and there's some qualities he's got. But I can't lie, I would entertain the idea of selling Lacazette. You asked me a year ago, I would have said no. But based on what I've seen this season, during his time at Arsenal, I'm still a Lacazette fan. I'm still a stan of his. But yeah, man, the right offer things have to get done, man. You know, because he's gonna want to.
When does his contract expire?
He's got a year left, a year extra on Aubameyang, so he's 2022. So there's still time to kind of think about that situation and things. But I would like to keep Lacazette if it could be done. But every player's got a price. Like for me, the only real untouchables, if anyone could be, if it's Martinelli, Saka, Aubameyang, off the top of my head, Tierney as well. They're the only players I'm not entertaining no offers for this summer. You know, then you've got the others that right offer comes, you're doing it, man.
Yeah, facts. I hear that. And guys, Matisse is at work. That's where he is, bruv. He's working. That's why he's not on. But he's on tomorrow, bruv. So don't watch that. And Upamecano, bruv. I saw him yesterday. Guy that you've been linked with. Bad boy. Bad boy player.
That one there, I don't. We missed the boat on that one there, man. You know, he signed a new deal. It seems like, you know, his price has gone even higher. So the only hope we've got is if he says I'm staying at Leipzig for an extra year, and we can revisit that, because it just looks like we're out the race with that. I'd love to be wrong. I'm not in the transfer room with Arsenal. We could be that. But when you hear Ornstein talk, it confirms what the fans have been saying. You know, fans always want to get a player, and it says Arsenal have been scouting him. He's top target. Apparently wanted him last year. He wanted to come. He's priced out. You know, apparently his release clause is 40, 50 million next year. So if Arsenal can't find 2 pennies to rub together to get that, there's an issue. But when he puts in performances like yesterday, you know, everybody's looking at him and he's out, you know, that's out of Arsenal's pockets.
But the thing is, he's not even, when you look at the grand scheme of prices at the moment, he wouldn't even be that expensive. He wouldn't even be that expensive for what he's probably worth, like pre-COVID. You know them ones. So like I reckon if a man went in with a cheeky 50 mil, they'll be able to bag, man. You know what I mean?
Would we have that though? Like, would we have 50 for that? 40, 50 for Partey if papers are true, you know, and still pay a loan fee for Ceballos, you know, you're talking a lot of fees. Like, it is feasible. I do think Arsenal have the money, but for one reason or another, we're not going to do that. Like, we're looking for these success stories in these 6 million Martinellis and these Tierney's for 25, which are decent, but they're too few and beyond. For every that, you're going to go through duds. And I just want to see areas addressed, man. Like, I just want to go into a season knowing we've got the tools to have a fight for top 4. Like, I don't think we can get top 4 with these current players, but I just want to give a go of things. And right now, I don't think the squad is good enough to collectively do that over 38 games, as they have all shown. But hopefully additions change things, man.
Yeah, but with the guys upstairs with you guys, at least I know that if you lot are capable of pulling off a few little signings here and there, maybe a loan signing or whatever, you've got the structure in place, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've seen previous that you man can spend a small amount of money and get in bodies, in it. Because I feel like it's all about getting quality in depth for you, man, right now. Obviously, like, there's not big money really for anyone to just be going out there and blasting it up. It's only really Man City, bruv. They're getting linked with flipping my man at Atletico, and if they get him, it's over, blood.
Who?
The young youth, blood.
Felix,
blood. Blood. If they get that youth,
that's a Mazda. That's a Mazda.
It's a wrap, you know. They seem like the only team that's gonna blowing P. If they get Felix,
that's a pet player as well. Yeah, it's long. It's long if they get him still.
If they get Felix, long-term replacement for Aguero, it's mad, you know.
It's long. It's long, especially if they make him a striker as well. It's long. I don't even want to think about that, man. That's peak for the Prem, and you know they don't like playing, love playing us. So I don't want that, man.
That's what I mean. I could see him going there playing the false 9 thing. You know, you get me, and pressing and linking up with Pep, bro. He's definitely a Pep player. So let's just hope that don't happen. But it doesn't look like there's a lot of money being spent. One guy's just said that James Cooper said he wouldn't be surprised if Sancho's the only signing United make. Brother, I wouldn't be shocked either. But if as a Sancho is the only signing we make, blood, we're not finishing in the top 4 next season. remember I said that right now, bro, because our team's weak, fam. You know them ones, like, man, we scraped top 4, blood. And if we just sound Sancho, that means we're still 1 injury away from being crap, blood. You know them ones, like, that's what it is, bro. Man, you have to look at it like that. Because we're a 1 Bruno injury away from our midfield not looking the same, a 1 Pogba injury from our midfield not looking the same. If Sancho comes, a man get a 1 Martial injury, then we have to play Rashford up front or something like that, and all of a sudden, bruv, the team's significantly weaker next season if we get 1 bad injury or 2 bad injuries, bruv. And this season, we've seen that we can get 4, 5, 6 injuries, bro. You know what I mean? So anything can happen in football. So if we're not strengthening the quality and depth, we're gonna struggle, man. Do you know what I mean? We got away with it this season. We got away with it. 66 points, bro. Finishes you 7th last year. Now I'm saying, and we finished 3rd today, bro. We got away with it. And the thing is, when you look at the numbers, we conceded less goals this season. We bought 2 defenders, so it makes sense. But we didn't even score as many goals as we scored last year. So when we actually look at it, we haven't done that well, bro. Like, the reality is we need strength in depth, innit? And if we don't have that, we'll struggle. You know what I mean? As much as I'm gassed here to see Sancho in the United shirt when it finally gets done, bro, if we just sign him, I'm not going to be happy, bro.
Nothing's going to change, man, because it's all fun and game. But people forget this is a long season. It's 38 games. I keep saying it. People think I'm just saying it for the sake of it. Sancho is a baller. He will prove that he's a baller. But 38 games, he could be injured, like you said. He could have a bad game. It's about the numbers. Like, a squad wins you titles. You know, everybody remembers the Aguero against QPR moment, and Sergio pulled his weight. But I guarantee if you go through that City campaign and you look and watch 38 games, you'll see the importance of the depth, if not the depth, certain strength in certain positions. And you need that. Like you said, you look at United, just as a fan looking at you, like, you know, like us, you need a centre half. Like, I'm not even to speak about other people's centre halves. You need a centre half. Need to address probably, I'd say, a different profile of midfield. And this is where I have to say, with clubs, this is where scouting for me is important, because you've got the perfect dynamic now. If you really have no money, or you don't want to spend money, because it seems like, just as a non-United fan, it's like you lot have the money for Sancho, but you don't want to be bullied. Where's the alternative targets? If you don't bring in Sancho, you've been linked with Dembele. We know with United, they always just throw the same names being linked. But what's going on with this guy? That's how I'm looking at Arsenal. If we claim we have to outsmart the market, then with this COVID thing, we should have one of the best transfer markets ever. If we're really scrutinizing scouting, and if we can't get A target, we're getting B and C and D. And this is where I'm looking at British clubs. Because, you know, the model seems to be bursting of teams are getting frustrated of overpaying now. Like, you're getting zanged in your country, you're getting zanged abroad. It's like nobody wants it no more. It's like City is still spending mad peas, but it seems like they're getting some morals. You know, you've seen it with Fred, you've seen it with Alexis.
It's very true, bruv. And it's mad because inside the Premier League, these clubs can get good deals done for good money, bro. You know them ones in Italy, you'll see man like, you see Bonucci and that, and them man moving, and Chiellini and that. Them man will move up to the next club and that, all 10 million. I'm like, bruv, you signed a world-class player for 10 million euros and that. Don't make no sense. As soon as we're linked with them, it's an 80 million thing.
80 million, yeah. There's like, we know you got Harry Maguire. Run us something, man. Like, just run us some peas. That's what British clubs are fighting. The minute, you know, it must be frustrating for United's negotiating people. Obviously, it comes with the territory. United people know you've got success and you've got bans, but before you even talk, people are bringing up other case studies, and this is the worst thing now. You can't be. It's just a hold on a minute. You said this, you paid this for that. You've got to help us. It's like with these Norwich. It's like with Norwich. Norwich are sitting there and saying, you know, you got to start the bidding war at 20 million for our players, because look at these things. It's a beauty of the league is that everybody's with relative reason. Everyone's got money now, so you're seeing, you know, teams are holding on to players. Even Leicester, they held on to Maguire for a minute and only left for a madness. So this is where I want to kind of see the cycle of just spending for the sake of spending kind of change, man. I want to go back to the days of 20 million was a kind of a big signing, or for a midfielder, if you were signed for 40 million, that was big money. You're expecting quite a lot. Now you're seeing 50 for Sigurdsson. Like, it's a madness. It's a madness. And like my man said here,
20 million now.
It's ridiculous, fam.
Like 20 million back in the day. You know them one. You spend a 20 million, yeah. It's like about 40 million now gets you a standard bang average player, bro. That's what it gets
you. By the logic of fixing went for 50, they can't. So where 40 million can't do nothing for you in today's day and age. Like, it's a mazza.
Exactly. And then what is he, Greek or something? The brother that Liverpool signed, the left back. Disputes come in now, because Norwich wanted 20 for Jamal, bro, and Liverpool offered 10 million, bro. You know them ones. And the thing is,
Liverpool acting. And
Jamal's a baller. Jamal's a baller. However, he's very young, blood. He's very young. Do you know what I mean? He's got one season in the Prem. Do you know what I'm saying? Northern Ireland International. Like, I spoke to him as well. I got an interview coming out with him, bro. I might drop that today. You know, there was there, but I've got that already locked.
Yeah, throwing some Prem.
I've got that locked. I've got that locked still. You get me? With Jamal, and it's like they're asking for 20 million for Jamal. I think he's worth the 20 mil. But Liverpool are looking at it now and saying, you know what? Well, you just got relegated, fam. You need the money. So they said, bun you, man. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So Norwich can be cheeky, but at the same time, they do kind of need the peace, fam. You know what I mean? They do need it.
But you know, with them, they're just thinking, you know what? We're sitting on a gold mine. They're probably thinking stick or twist. The minute the market goes, eventually they will buckle. And I don't know if it's going to be Max Aarons, Godfrey, or Jamal, but surely they leave. Like there's Cantor, like surely
and Buendia as well.
Buendia as well, yeah. So at least 3 of them man they are leaving. At least you know.
I got 4 men that could play Prem next season. 4 men, can't.
You heard the sporting director come out like a few weeks ago. I saw it on the Beautiful Game podcast. He said the bidding starts for these men at 20 million. He even echoed it in the press conference. He said to get conversation started, like from Norwich, with all due respect to Norwich, from Norwich can talk bossy like that. You can't bully no one anymore in the Prem. Like that's why you're just gonna see more man tapping up players. Like that's why tapping up players has always been there. But that's the thing now. Like that's all you can do. Drag a player because the beauty of it is player power is the strongest it's ever been. But this is it right now. I've never actually got bans though, bro, because you keep seeing this. Like you keep seeing it seems like Liverpool won't pay the extra bob for a player. So I don't know their situation.
Liverpool ain't got money, bruv. Liverpool ain't got money. You know them ones like the Liverpool fans say, yeah, Liverpool's the best run club in the world, etc., etc. It is. Because man are run on a shoestring thing, blood. I'm telling you, man are flipping things, bruv. I'm telling you. You know them ones, man are borrowing money to pay someone to then pay someone back and that, man. You know them ones, the man are doing them credit card transfers and that. That's why, fam. Like, bro, man, listen, how could you win Champions League and Prem, and then it's a Minamino thing, and then this next flipping Galifianakis, blood? Who the hell is this you, blood? This Greek, blood? You know the one, he's not going to start. You know the one. Like, man are buying subs and that, and not even, bruv, I wouldn't be surprised if man gets the run around, blood, if he does play. You know the one. It's one of them ones where like they bought someone to fit a profile, but they've bought a sub effectively, innit? They've bought someone that's not going to challenge Robertson for the left back slot, innit? They just bought, yeah, that's all it is, and that's fine, yeah. However, it's like these men don't have P blood, because imagine if you win the Premier League and the Champions League, you're flexing hard. Yeah, I don't care. I'm flexing.
To make something happen. You're definitely completing that Werner signing for 50 odd million. You're definitely getting that one over the line.
Yeah, bruv, you have to, bruv. If you can't get Werner, yeah, and Chelsea are getting Werner, yeah, like, and bearing in mind that Werner would have definitely had a conversation with Klopp, bro.
For time, relationship was probably already there, and it's just tapping him up for time. Like that was them lengthy ones for time, 100%. So something's gone wrong there with the finances, because I know Klopp probably did everything he could do to make that one there happen, but. Yeah. You can't go from bidding someone like 90 or whatever they bidded for Fekir to this though. Like, what's going on there? Like,
I don't know, bro. But obviously, their model's been sell to buy. Right now, yeah, nobody's buying, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? If there wasn't a COVID thing, maybe they would have. Maybe Real Madrid might have come in for Mo Salah. Maybe. You know the ones, but because of COVID now, it's messed up a lot of transfers. A lot of men that might have got a move, they're not getting the moves now.
They might sit for another 12 months.
And that's what I was saying to man when they said about Pogba and that, yeah, about Pogba. I was like, Pogba not going nowhere, blood, because there's no point in Pogba. Even if he wasn't happy, not saying that he's not happy, because I believe he is. Even though he is happy, I still believe, yeah, if there was an opportunity to go play for Zidane, he would go. But the opportunity is not there, blood.
Yeah, it's not there.
The opportunity is not there, so he's got his head down, he's playing football, and he's saying all the right things, because he kind of has to. You know the ones, but the reality is, yeah, Real Madrid ain't in for no one because they ain't got P's like that, bruv. Do you know what I mean? They don't have P's like that. And Real Madrid ain't really spent big in a while, blood. Do you know what I mean? So they got Hazard. You know what I mean? But Real Madrid, I just don't see it. They were the one team that you could almost rely on, that if you had a big player, they would be interested in.
They'll come and just snap him up and whatnot and have something to say about him.
Yeah, the P's ain't there no more, bruv. You know what I mean? Barca are doing swap deals and them thing there. So when you're seeing Barcelona doing swap deals, whereas remember, it was only in January they bid for Richarlison, like 90 million. So they went from having 90 million to spend on one man in Jan to COVID licking and man swap deals.
And now, yeah. So the situation is actually peak. Like, he's actually very peak.
But that's it, bro. So people are underestimating the effect that this COVID thing's having. I saw something. I think Sheffield United? I think, it was one of these clubs. They were saying that they were losing, like 250 grand a month or something during COVID.
Right, yeah. See, no seats on bums, many different things. Yeah, it's peak.
250 bags, my G, a month.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah, all you can see is the numbers in this the situation.
A month, and think about it. We've nearly been in this COVID thing for a third of the year now, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember lockdown was March, blood. April, May, June, July, August, blood. We're in August now. 6 months, my guy. 6 months, my guy. You know what I mean? So these men ain't been getting no bums on seats, none of that money, all this other money that they were normally getting, they're not getting, my guy. Do you know what I mean? And some of these clubs are still paying their staff as well and having no revenue coming in. You know them, man. So think about the amount of money these men have. And the bigger you are as a club, the more staff you have, the more you pay them, the more you have to pay them. That's it, bro. So when you look at it, clubs like the Arsenals and that, it's probably $500,000 a month or $1 million a month. You know that one. That's what it's going to be looking like. So when you look at those kind of numbers, you know what I mean? These men are saying Liverpool have open communication with Thiago. It costs 15 million. I don't even know if Liverpool have that. I'm not gonna lie, blood. I'm not even gonna lie, blood. It look like them Liverpool men are getting socks for Christmas, blood, because them man ain't got peas, my guy. It's a mad thing.
If they get Thiago, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be sour, man. I'm gonna be so sour.
You know why I'm not gonna be sour if they get Thiago? Because Thiago don't suit them at all, blood. He's not this.
I was thinking, how's he gonna do the pressing thing?
He's not this press, bruv. His hamstrings will go.
Thiago Bayern, though, so he might be on it.
Thiago gets injuries and that. Like, he's the player that needs to play at his own pace, innit? Like, that's Thiago. If Thiago's in a team where he has to be pressing and running man down, bro, I could see him getting injured, innit? And he's a player I like a lot, but his injury record, is I mean, it's not great, bruv. You know what I'm saying? He's a player I love to watch, bro. Like, he's one of my favorite players to actually watch, bro. But, bruv, like, playing in that Liverpool team's not for the faint-hearted, blood. Everyone I've spoken to, like, even in the interview with Jamal that I'm going to drop, he said, that Liverpool midfield, blood. Fam, you ain't seen man run like that, bro. They ain't got no creative players in midfield. These men are just runners, bro. They're runners.
Ballers are saying that. It's crazy.
Bruv, man said they're runners, innit? And Jamal ran for England, bruv, in athletics before he signed for Luton. And he's on pitch with these Liverpool men and saying, these men don't stop running in the midfield. Them three man there, whoever that three is, them man are on to you, blood. Like, them man are on different things. So Thiago is going to have to come in and be doing up cross country for Liverpool. And I don't see it happening, bro.
I don't see it. But then maybe they'll change the way they play, or maybe it's a thing where, you know, it'll be free to just control the base and two runners. But then again, you will see a drop off in quality if three men are running bare hard, and then it's just two. It's an interesting one, but still 30 million for Thiago, allegedly. It's a deal. Still, I can't lie. I can't even lie.
You see, look, they're saying Sky reported United lose £5 million every time Old Trafford's empty. Do you see what I'm saying? 5 mil. So when Sheffield United are losing 250 bags, we're losing 5 mil. Do you understand the difference, bro? So money ain't there. Money's not there, fam. You know the one. Money ain't there, guys. None of these teams, their money's not there, bro. And Real Madrid and Barcelona were struggling to balance their books even before COVID, blood. Their man have been known. Their man have been known to be in financial madness because they always overspend. They always overspend, blood, getting loans from here, there, and the other, blood. Real Madrid been doing that, bruv. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it, even a player like Thiago, I wouldn't even be surprised if he ends up signing a contract because he's like, no one's going to take me for the money that I would cost and then pay me the wages I want, bruv. Because now man are looking at the wages and the transfer fee in one now. That's what clubs are starting to do. They're starting to see how much is this new going to cost me over 4 years. And then they're doing it like that. You know, that's how they're doing it now.
Definitely.
That's why on the books. Remember when Barcelona done the swap deal with Juventus, and they put the fee down as like 50 million euros or something like that, because they're counting man's wages and everything like that. So that's what they're doing now. So they're putting everything together and saying this is the transfer fee for the two players. We're going to swap them. 50 million each was on the books. And this is what these clubs are doing now, bro. Like, everyone's counting pennies right now. That's why Woodward's trying to do the little 60 million up front and then 30 million next season, then 30 million the season after, bro. That's what all these men are trying to do now.
Trying to make it happen, yeah. Trying to stagger them payments out even more.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. And that's what it is. Instead of splitting it out over the course of, like, man says, right, 120, we'll give you 40 million a season, whatever. Man want the 60 now. So give man the 60 M's now. Man United are trying to talk man down and that. And I'm hearing it's only a 10 million valuation, that there's a discrepancy, but man are penny pinching right now, bro.
Penny pinching. But surely Sancho pays for himself eventually, not just through sporting stuff, but shirts and his marketability and everything, man. He's, if not already, he's already probably the fucking, what they call it again, the superstar for flag bearer for Nike and whatnot. So
yeah,
be hyped for United.
He's gonna be the face of United. When he signs, he'll be one of our poster boys, isn't it? Like Pogba's our foreign flagship man. Pogba's face is just the guy all over the world. But Jadon Sancho in England, our domestic face of the club will be him when he comes, bro. You'll go past Rashford. You'll go past Rashford in that respect, bro. Because Jadon Sancho is exciting, bro. He's a bums on seats player, blood. He's the guy that will get man coming to the stadium, fam. Do you know what I mean? To sit down on the edge of their seat, waiting for him to just move to guys. You see what I'm saying? So I think that Sancho comes. You know what I'm saying? I think that Dortmund are playing hardball because they know how much we want him. The problem with Manchester United again is, they can't do their business in private. Man United have made it very abundantly clear that Jadon is the only, all the eggs are in the one basket with Jadon, you know? Like, they know that. All this talk of Ousmane Dembele and that, it's all nonsense, bro.
Yeah. You want Jadon. Jadon's the one. I think it happened, man.
Yeah, bruv, it's nonsense, bro. Like, they know that they already agreed the fee with Jadon. Bruv, why would they let Jadon speak to Manchester United, and agree a contract if they weren't willing to sell him?
Yeah. They know when they're getting him what he's going to be. We all know Dortmund's model. Like, he will be sold. It's just, we know you want him more. We know the longer we keep him, the better he's going to play, the more money we're getting. Because even today, I don't know if it's true, but you're hearing Madrid and Barca. Maybe that's agents putting things into the water to scare people. But the better he gets. And you look at it from an English point of view, Sterling was probably the one the big boys are looking at, but you look at Sancho, you've got an English lad and he's playing abroad, something you see in more now, but you don't really see it to the scale of Jadon Sancho. Proper, they're looking at it as this could be our first little English guy since David Beckham from Madrid, really and truly. So it's an interesting one, man. I think you get your man, but you have to pay what they want.
Like you said, it's the historic number 7 shirt, English player as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was going to say it was our first English number 7, but it's not, bruv, because they gave it to flipping Michael Owen as well after Beckham. You know them ones, even though Michael Owen had the judge the shirt. But, do you know what I mean? Poster boy English football, number 7, bro. It's a commercial dream for Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? And Dortmund know that. So Dortmund are coming out talking about Real Madrid and Barcelona. Them man don't want Jadon. And plus, Jadon wants to come home. Like, Jadon don't want to go.
He's missing.
You know what I mean? He wants to come back to England, bro. Like, and also Dortmund know that as well. You know what I mean? But Jadon's on his best behavior. He's there training and that, and he's giving a good account of himself. Man are saying, "Oh, why doesn't Jadon force a move?" Yeah, but you know what it is with Jadon, because he's a young brother from London. Yeah, if Jadon forces a move, these men will be vilifying him in the media, blood. Meanwhile, Gareth Bale's doing up golf things and all these things.
The humor around it. The language is
they
different.
Might find it funny, blood. Imagine if Jadon was doing what Gareth Bale was doing and said, "You know what? I don't feel like going to the game, because like you're not gonna play, man. Anyway, it's like, bro, it's booty."
Imagine. You will be paid. Listen, you know how many authors and journalists would be paid for probably family generations to come if Jadon did half of that. Like, they will have a field day.
I'm a Gareth Bale fan. I love Gareth Bale, blood. I'll take him at Man United tomorrow, blood. I'll take him at Man United tomorrow, bro. Even with his injuries, even with his age, because you know that it's guaranteed quality. You see, man, like that, when you know what you're signing, I'd sign Gareth Bale knowing that I'm only going to get him for 15 starts in the Premier League. I don't care, because I know them 15 starts, bro. He's doing a mazzoline, bro. You know what I'm that's it. Like, Gareth Bale is that good, but when Gareth Bale's doing the madness that he's doing at Madrid now, yeah, even though Real Madrid have disrespected him, bro, it's one of them ones, that like, still, fam. You know what I mean? It's a piss take what you're doing. Like, what do you put Wales, golf, and Madrid in that order? He's boying it all the time. I can't.
but I'm like, it's different, man. The privilege and the connotations and stuff and the unconscious bias in the game are uncanny, man. It's crazy. Sancho could not do that. I mean, Pogba is dancing at a family wedding and he's killed for less. So, like, it's crazy, man. It's sad. Like, we're laughing, but it actually is quite sad, bro. Sancho can't just force me. And at the end of the day, why should Jadon Sancho, why should he? Because just say it doesn't happen. Like, just say it doesn't happen. It will, but why should he? It's going to happen. He's probably been given, Dortmund have probably given assurances and said, when they hit what we want, you can go. They've known Jadon is going to bust out. They knew he's not going to be there for 10 years. So it is going to happen, but you have to be very strategic with how you force moves. The market is really just opened, you know. We're like Rants said, the eggs are already firmly in United's basket. United are doing the work for Sancho. The longer it goes on, the more pressure. Where's Jadon? Is it happening? Eventually, after a while, he might have to force it, but it's in his best interest. If it don't happen now, it can happen 12 months from now. It's going to happen. Like, we'll just have to see. But I don't think he's at the stage where he has to force it.
With Jadon and Dortmund, he's never, ever made it a secret from what I know that he wants to go home. It's always been in his head. We're going to go there a couple years, show Pep what he missed out on and come home, bro.
And I'm landing road. They give me a platform.
Yeah. And also, his personality as a player, the Germans don't really like, man. You know those? They have to play him because he's cold. Do you know what I'm saying? But the thing is with Jadon, he's a flamboyant youth. You know them ones, blood. Jadon's doing up flipping daily videos, blood, and them man don't like it.
Listening to No Signal, I see Jadon all the time. He's catting for London, man.
Bro, they don't like how he is, bro. They want Jadon to be understated. Same reason why Aubameyang fell out with them, man. They don't like them bossy, flamboyant brothers. The Germans like man to just be on this humble, quiet tip, like don't do nothing too much. Do you know what I mean? And Oba come out and was cussing out their director of football the other day as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones where, like, them man don't fit long term in terms of like personalities and stuff. Dortmund have got what they needed to get out of Jadon Sancho. Jadon's got what he's wanted out of Dortmund, and it's the perfect time for them to split, and they'll both be happy. You know them ones. That's what Dortmund don't want to keep him. They don't want to keep him. They'll be happy to keep him because he's one of their best players. But they don't want to keep him. They would rather he's not there and they get the money, bro.
It's like with my man as well, Bellingham, that's just signed them. They know that they're going to be in this same situation and they don't mind it because it presents their money. The only one they're probably angry about is Lewandowski because he left on a free. So, you know, it's a shake. But Jadon, we know he's going to be playing the Premier League. You know, I'm sure he's excited to be playing in Bundesliga, but he wanted to be a footballer at some point, being that little kid in Kenneton. Could he wanted to play Premier League? You know, I think he was a Chelsea fan when he's younger, so he's going to want to play in the Premier League. It's going to happen. Like, he's going to, you know, he's only 20 or something like that. He's going to want to force it, and it does feel like you said, it's almost like the boy who left home returning a man sort of thing. He wants to come back. And, you know, the English press will have a field day with Jadon anyways. Like, you know, he's going to be scrutinized. But it seems like his personality is just a better fit for United with the whole Pogba and the social media and just London. Like, he's an identifiable player. Most inner city kids can identify with Jadon anyways. But him being a Londoner, obviously on the grand scheme of things, London is very small and insignificant to United probably. But there's that attraction. There's like you yourself, you're in London. So there's more fans like that. So it's going to happen. Like, there's no need for him to force it. It's going to. And he's playing games. Like, let's not forget that. Yeah. He's playing games. Like, he's still playing in a club that's playing in the Champions League and trying to win a league title. So there's enough reasons to want to remain professional or have to remain professional, really.
Just out of respect for the club as well. It's not like he's at a bummy football club, bruv, and he's being held hostage by like Crystal Palace. No disrespect. You know the ones like Wilf, where man's being priced out of moves and stuff like that. Jadon's not in that situation. Jadon's in a situation that if he ends up staying, he's challenging for the league title and playing Champions League football, bro.
Simple as.
You see what I'm saying?
Simple as. And what he's going to go through it when he does sign. But what I think has been beneficial, could you imagine if Jadon, I would loved for him to have made it at City, but could you imagine the amount of scrutiny and praise that going positive and negative week in, week out by fans, by journalists as he develops? We all know it because you've got a couple in your academy who have made it. We've got a couple, you know, people that held, let's use Reece Nelson. He's the wonder kid, best silence since Jack Wilshere, all this and that. He's played. You can think he's not as good, but the same people that were bred in him are now killing him. So it's this sort of thing. And I'm happy Jadon didn't experience that, or when he is going to experience it, he's got significant like football games played under his belt to be able to deal with it. But he probably knows about pressure, man. You know, he's probably been dealing with all being the star boy and stuff like that. But
It's true, and he would have been dealing with it, bro. Do you know? He would have been dealing with it. Do you know what I mean? But the facts are, like, man that are not from where he's from will not understand him. The Germans don't understand him. They don't understand him. He went there for professional reasons. He's done what he needs to do. He wants to come home, bro. Do you know what I mean? There's big differences between living in and playing for Dortmund and being back in the United Kingdom, bro, where there's more men like you. Do you know what I mean? You could pop down and go see your boys. Do you know what I mean? Because all these things matter, bro. Even when Wan-Bissaka moved up to Manchester, bro, just being in Manny instead of being in London, bro, at the beginning, like, bro, it wasn't smooth sailing for man, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, normally have the man them around the corner. And now it's all like they're all 3 hours away. Like.
Yeah. You probably bring 1-2 boys up every now and again, but eventually they've got to go yard. Then people see what you just said and think, oh, he should be focused on football, bruv. In the grand scheme of things, football is his life, but he's only there for a small, significant part of the day. So, you know, it's a one. That's it. Yeah, 2 hours, bro. And then he's got
2 hours.
And the thing is, that's it. And what's he gonna do? He's gonna need people around him. As long as they're not making him do a madness, which Wan-Bissaka clearly doesn't, because he's where he's at. It should be irrelevant. Like when you get to this stage in football, obviously there are probably negative people around everyone, but I strongly doubt he's around bums that want him to do bummy stuff and not realize his whole potential. And with Sancho, like, I know he's a London guy, he's from South. But you'd imagine, you know, he's relatively comfortable in the area of Manchester. He's got his pals up there. He knows his local spots, wherever he's going to stay, because he might not necessarily stay in the area of Manchester. But, you know, that's his old stomping ground. He spent how much time there at City. So all angles point turning.
There you go. Like, even though he's from London, he started his he pretty much kicked off his professional career, in them ends, bruv. So it's gonna be like a homecoming for man as well. You know them ones.
I like Sterling. Like Sterling always says, because he was linked with Arsenal a few years ago. He was like, I don't want to return to London. It's a distraction. And I thought, like, you know, I'm not saying that's Sancho, but that might appeal to Sancho. Being from South, you know, you might not want to see South again. You might think Manchester's the place.
Well, this is it, bruv. So he'll be there. And again, you'll have Sterling around the corner, blood. You know what I mean? You'll have Rashford there. You'll have Lingard there. Do you know what I'm saying? You'll have man them there, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's important. Exactly. Trent's down the road. Like, man don't realize all these things matter, blood. Trent's half an hour away, blood, in the whip.
That's it. All of these things matter.
Joe Gomez, 30 minutes away in the whip. Like, all these things matter.
Still there is there as well.
But that's what I'm saying. So them things there, yeah, bro, it matters. Phil Foden's there. Like, bruv, like, it's gonna happen, innit? It's going to happen, but Dortmund are in a very good position because it's either we make Jadon have to hand in a transfer request, then we can use him as the scapegoat, or we get the money we want.
Yeah. You give us 120, we're trying to build our next Jadon Sancho. We're tapping up our next young player to bring to the club.
They get linked with Memphis Depay and that. You know what I mean? And that's a straight replacement. Memphis will go there, bang goals, calm.
That's it. That's all Dortmund's hierarchy care about. They just want this model thing. That's why it works perfectly. They know it's going to happen. If it's not Jadon this summer, it will be Haaland. If it's Haaland this year, it's Jadon next, and vice versa. And when it's not them, man, it's Jude Bellingham. If it's not Jude, it's whoever's coming. Is that Reina you or whoever? Dortmund have no problems
coming back to the Prem for like 60 mil, yeah, like in about 2-3 years' time. You know it's gonna happen.
You know it's gonna happen. And they're laughing. And before that's even happened, they'll be, as we speak, they're probably convincing the next British guy, yo, listen, that team's not for you. Come to us. You're seeing what Jadon's doing. Come and do this thing for us. Like, it's gonna happen. But it's at the end of the day, money talks. If United slap the money they've spent, you know, if they slapped that money down, it's done. And to be 10 million to be the difference, it shows, like you said, the financial issues, and it just shows it's a game of poker, man. We don't know what's being said in the negotiating table. United might actually be in the right, but we're not there. Dortmund could be playing hardball. Dortmund could not have a clue what's going on. We're not in the room, but like you said at the beginning, it's very early in the market, so it's
very
just
early,
easy.
And these man also, because of how pre-season is. And because of the gap between the seasons being so short, man are like, oh yeah, but he's training with Dortmund. Bro, of course he's going to be training. There's no break.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? He has to report in, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Man can't be like, right, I'm not coming to work, blood. Like,
exactly.
fam. You know
Like
what I mean? So the fact he's training with Dortmund don't mean nothing, bro.
he's
Like, what's man supposed to do?
being in the new shirt means F all. He can still bust out. Like, he's just fulfilling his duties. And what I like it goes back to forcing a move. It's in Jadon's best interest to act the best way. Because like we've probably seen, there's probably some clubs that are happy to sell players. They see a player acting and say, you know what, you're being a cunt. I'm gonna make it as hard as possible. Like, these things happen. I don't think that'll be Dortmund because they will probably push him out even more. But it's in his best interest to behave himself, at least at this moment in time. And we don't actually know. Jadon, I don't want to be that guy, that Daily Mirror guy, but Jadon could not be behaving himself. We don't know anything as fans. So it's early days, man. It's early days in the market.
Well, there you go. And this guy saying no installments, £108 million in one go. And that's what I'm sure Fabrizio did not say that. You know what I mean? Because football transfers don't exist like that, bro. They don't exist like that. Nobody pays 100 million up front. No one. Like, that doesn't exist, bro. Like, it's never happened, innit? It's never happened in football. I can tell you that for facts, bro. Because even when United signed Pogba, bro, man didn't pay 90 million up front, bro. That's not how the deal went. You know them ones, like, the deals never go like that. You normally pay the deal out over the duration of the contract, or you pay the deal out over 3 years or something like that, bro. Because essentially, it's a loan against the asset that you have. You know, you don't just slap 100 mil. Like, that doesn't happen.
Football teams wouldn't be a thing anymore. Like, they would not be a thing if they were just 100, 50 straight cash. That's it. That's not how our business would work. I would run.
Bro, when them man bought Mbappe and Neymar, yeah, they just slapped all that money up front. Just said, yo, take 250 mil, like 300 million now out the bank. Come on now.
Do that really, like, and I'm not even talking FFP. There's literally laws that we were not even aware of that prevent you from fronting that much cash up front. So it don't make sense. Like, if they do, then they really must not want to sell to United if they're saying things like that.
There you go. Yeah, trust me, you man. It's definitely installments, bruv. Like, don't worry about all of these things. Like, certain journalists are saying X, Y, Z. Remember that these journalists are briefed by football clubs, and football clubs use the media to play chess with other clubs, bro. So when you hear stuff, have you noticed when something breaks on Twitter, you see about 8 journalists tweeting the same thing? Literally.
Some man don't even remix it, but it's just remixed. So, like, they might just change a couple words and stuff.
Same thing. Because the club said to them, we're not letting my man go, and there's bam, 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 bam. But that's not the reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These men are playing chess, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all games with these men. You have to remember that, guys. So a lot of the stuff that you're going to be hearing between now and the end of the window in the media is briefed from the clubs, bro. Do you know what I mean? These guys tell you what the clubs tell them, bro. The clubs don't always tell these men what's really going on. You know what I mean? The club's not going to go to Fabrizio and say, yeah, we've agreed all the terms with Jadon. We're just waiting for Dortmund, but they're pissing around, yeah. So you get me, like, bro. They're not going to say that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're not going to say that. You know what I mean? They're always going to say, right, we're not willing to pay more than X, Y, Z. They're going to tell the newspapers what they've told Dortmund, blood. That's what they're going to tell them. And these men will be playing out this whole little. It's like you're watching a battle in court, blood. You get me? And you're just watching. Man, just in court, brother, and it's back and forth, bro. That's what it is.
Invent their own little thing around it, and then exactly. It gets the area and points.
All the media are there to do is just to amplify what's going on with the clubs. So if they don't see an eye to eye, one club's gonna say, "Yeah, well, cool. Real Madrid are in for man now. Barca are in for man now. So, bruv, you're dragging your feet." And then one club's gonna say, "Well, boom, we got 70 mil in it. So, boy." If you don't want to take that 70 mil, it's a mad thing. You know, that's just what it is.
It is what it is.
Knowing United, they'll still pay what Dortmund want, blood. They will.
Yeah, they will pay. But it's just we got to save face. We got to, like, people got to remember these at full level. This is just a bunch of males in a room with hella egos. Like, that's it. Like, it's just hella egos that don't want to be bruised. That's it. That is literally it. And it will happen, as we said, but it's just merely chess. Like, no, what Dortmund are not going to come out and say, asked it, what's it? United have offered 100, we want 120, pay up. United are not going to come out and say, we paid this, they want this. Sancho is not going to say what he really wants because it's in nobody's best interest. When the things are done, then you might see things have come out and little golden nuggets as to this happen and that happen. But it's in no one's interest right now. United's seasonal campaign isn't even done. You still got your. You don't need to be dealing with this. Like, obviously, the ball
tomorrow you can't play. So what difference does it make? What Sancho's going to come and play in the Europa League? Like, he can't play. So even if we do sign him tomorrow, what difference does it make?
Exactly. Beyond just honestly, optimism for the next season.
Like, our fans are looking at it like, yo, we need to sign him. It's urgent. United are looking at it like, bruv, the league don't start till September, G. Literally.
He's
fit. He's fit and he's training, bruv. They don't care.
That's the thing as well. He's not on holiday. Like, if he was on holiday, things might be accelerated because you can be a bit more crafty and stuff. But he's in training, he's preparing. It is a bit techie. And like someone said about force a move, you got to remember this is a man in a dressing room. You know, you don't think his teammates are not asking him what's happening. You know, it's only going to intensify. And what you don't want to do is have a young 20-year-old that has no angle where he can step away from this. You know, you got teammates. You got your agents, you got the fans, you know, even your man them are asking because he must have boys he grew up with and say, "Oh, Sancho, for real, what are you doing though?" And he's probably told them the truth. So we'll have to see what happens, man. Just let the man enjoy his football right now, man. Or what's left of it.
You don't want to be a young youth, yeah, in a situation where you try and force a move, you don't get your move, and then your teammates are turning on you and that. Because if you saw the Elka documentary, he was talking about what happened at Real Madrid and that. You know that. The man was just kicking him around and that, bruv. But obviously, because he come from England, he was like, bruv, I can play this physical game with you, man. But his own teammates were kind of putting it on, man. Because Real Madrid fans were disrespecting, man. He was like, well, boom, I don't want to be here no more. And a few of the man were just kind of like, yeah, and trying to bully, man. And it happens.
It happens. It happens that people are shocked. It happens at under 18s level. I know for a fact. Like, this happens. Like, young players are not sure if they want to sign a new deal. You'll put out little things to their team, purposely tell their teammates what's going on. Tell them you won't be playing 23s football or making any progress unless you signed a new deal. There's bare fuckery that teams do. And if football fans understood everything, you wouldn't always call these players money grabbers. Or even if they were money grabbers, you might even salute them, really and truly. Because what these footballers make are pennies. They've got more morals than any of these football clubs, including the one I support and he supports. They don't understand this. They don't understand football at its final level. These are businesses. These are businesses that do not care about the individuals. And it's mutual interest. Do you think Dortmund truly care about Jadon? Do you think Jadon truly cares about Dortmund? Dortmund wanted what Jadon needed and vice versa. It's mutual understanding.
That's what it was. It was a marriage of convenience.
That's it. All it was. That's it.
There you go. And then man saying that Dortmund wants 70 million up front. United want to give them 50 up front and 20 million. What? There you go. So yeah, again, there's nothing in it, bro. Like, Dortmund just want more money up front. That's all they want in it. That, and they want a replacement for him, which I'm sure they're
delaying it, you know. Like you said, the replacement thing, because I don't even think they care about that whole. As long as the bread is guaranteed 120, then I think they're pretty flexible and pretty understanding. As long as they 100% know that bag's coming, it's like you just said, perfect example. They're probably just trying to line a replacement, like probably. And once that's announced, you know, you might see some more acceleration on the Sancho front.
That's exactly what it is, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And they're probably thinking, yo, I want X amount up front because we want to buy this player and he's going to cost this amount. We don't really want to spend money. That's just all it is.
That's it. We don't want to spend
Jadon, you know what I mean? If they are going in for Memphis, they're still going to have to pay at least 45 mil for Memphis, blood. Even though he's only got like a year left in his contract. Like, he's still costing 45 million euros, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So they're probably looking at it where, boom, we want, even if we end up paying them 55 million up front or 60, as opposed to 50 or whatever, bro. Like, they want their 60 mil, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they want what they want.
Give them their money, innit? We want Jadon. He wants to come. They want to sell. This deal is not as complicated as people think. It's just down to two clubs just flexing. That's all it is.
Whoever gets scared first, it's a game of chicken. That's all it is right now. Game of chicken. It's like the Hervite thing. 1 minute Hervite, you know, based on some reports, he was going to be a Chelsea player next week. It's gone quiet. It's simply the calm before the storm. Like, you know, like, people don't
probably Chelsea looking at it saying, bruv, you could see the last game they played, he just looked like, he was like, I'm fed up. Even though he bagged in that, you saw him in the tunnel, man was just like, all right, cool, let's get this thing done, innit? You know the ones. So Chelsea are probably looking at it saying, well, listen, my man wants to come now. Maybe we can knock off a little 5 mil off that. Like, you know.
Yeah. Save some face because they got what's her name? Is it Maria or whatever? Apparently, she takes no prisoners and she's about her peas, like you see with Chelsea. So, like you said, it's probably all right. Cool, he's not here. Let's take 15 off that, or let's try and get a loan player, or let's try and get a less of a future sell-on fee down and whatnot. Let's see what we can do. So it's probably there, man. It's like people don't understand the sheer energy and time that goes into these transfers. You can't just, even if Sancho wanted to come tomorrow, just because of the amount of paperwork and legal red tape, it can't just happen like that. These are lengthy negotiations and lengthy operations. It's going to take a minute still, especially when you're looking at probably will be a world record. Well, yeah, you got Neymar and Mbappe now, so it will be up there for a world record fee, but it won't quite be.
Yeah, it would probably be a British record fee.
One of the sort of things there.
Would have 90 million, innit? Gareth Bale, British record was 90 million euros. So it'll be a British record.
Yeah. Without a doubt, yeah.
So it'll be a British record. So these things take time. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be installments. It's going to go down to them getting a replacement, so on and so forth. But generally, I'm not worried about the Sancho deal, fam.
Shouldn't be, brother. And anyone who is, just calm down. Like, it's football. If you don't get the target, get a next one. Just calm down. Like this is the thing about football. We get so hung up on this tribal thing and stuff. Just relax, man. Like, if the market ends and your team ain't done what it's needed to do, by all means, go mad. Be angry, but just relax.
But there's still time. Like, people saying, aren't you mad that they're spending all this time on Sancho and they're not securing other targets? One, we don't even know that that's the case, blah. Sancho's the only one being talked about here because he's the marquee, blah. Do you know what I mean? So even if we were talking to Aston Villa for Grealish, bruv, like obviously, them man are worried about Sancho anyway. They don't care. You know what I mean? Grealish doesn't sell papers like Sancho sells papers. So we don't know.
All it is, fam. That's all it is. Like, he doesn't sell.
But we heard about Willian. But what do you think? Willian was the only bit of business Arsenal been doing, bro? He wasn't. Yeah. But Willian was the biggest thing.
Literally. There's other things being done. And to be fair, you know, that could. The media focusing just purely on Sancho could benefit United. You know, you think we're just going for him, we could hoodwink you and do a next thing or do our other business. You don't know what could happen, or you don't know what other bit. You don't even know. United might even be. It might not be announced first, but United could be tying up ends of one deal, and then the Sancho thing's on pause purely because everyone's got to dedicate time to this thing. You don't know, like. On one hand, it's worrying that we don't know, but on the other hand, as fans, it's the beauty that we don't know. As much as you read on Twitter and all these in the knows, and everyone's cousin works at this club and knows the girlfriend who's the player's wife or something, it's not. You don't know shit. You don't know shit unless the director tells you and you've got him on your phone and he says this, that, and other. You don't know fuck all. So we just have to relax. We just have to relax and see what's going.
Exactly. So guys, you lot just need to relax. At the end of the day, I believe it's going to happen. Every time something breaks on Twitter, don't lose your shit. Don't tag me in it. I don't care. Like I'm not following the Sancho thing because I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, it's just nonsense, isn't it? I'm not following any of it. I don't care what one journalist said, whatever said, bro. All I need to know is that he wants to come and the club want him. That's all I need to know. Like anything else is unimportant to me, fam. You see what I'm saying? All the stuff with the little intermediary and all this talking and shit. Someone said, oh, United haven't actually spoken to Dortmund. They're doing it through an intermediary. Who cares, bruv? Deals get done like that all the time.
All the time. How do you think guys make them bread? Do you think all these agents that you, even me, know Rinola, do you think he's made bread on everyone who's been his client? Or do you think he doesn't always get brought into things where he can dot I's and cross T's and make a change from it? Like, come on.
You know the amount of time that they brought in guys like Kia Jarabkin, yeah, and flipping... and Mendes and that, bruv, they don't work for the club. Sometimes they just get brought in to get a deal over the line, fam.
Yeah, they're just good at their job. They give it the club will give them a little service fee, and they're just helping it over the line. The clients are not registered to them. They're no agents of everybody, so that doesn't mean anything. Of course, to the average fan, you might say, "Oh, what is their relationship so bad? They got to have a middleman." You never know. Like it could be in which the middleman could actually be a benefit because less people are going to get aggressive. United could be tired of the faces of the advisors. Dortmund the same. So you don't know. And again, that could be even a reason why it's taking long because when you've got more people involved, the operation is now longer. So again, calm down, man. Calm down. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and lie, for banner purposes. You man don't grab him. It's funny as hell, but I think you man will. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie. You know me, I'm going to be retweeting bare things, but like, it's calm, man. You're not going to get him.
But this is it. Yo, big up you, man. Make sure you slap the like as well, boy. What, you got, 1,200 here, yeah, bruv? I hope you, man, better have hit that 500 likes. I can't even see it, but make sure you hit that, bruv. Make sure you follow DG on the socials as well, on his YouTube. Make sure you go over there. There's bare Arsenal man in here, so man's uploading regular for you, man. So make sure you go over there and sub. Do you know what I mean? Also, follow him on the Twitter and the Instagram. We just got a super chat come in, so I'm going to read that, and then we're going to dip, bruv. He said, you probably covered this, but if we just get Sancho, do you think we'll be any better? I think there's suspect elsewhere. Yeah, bruv. Listen, yeah, if we just sign Sancho, I said it, I don't expect us to finish in the top 4, blood. I don't, innit? Because Chelsea are going to strengthen. Man City aren't going to have a season that they had last season. You know the ones. So if Chelsea strengthen, yeah, and then they're pushed up, then, bruv, like, we're fighting someone for 4th place next season.
Like
the
only,
you know what I mean? We don't know. If they strengthen, then we're in trouble, my guy.
The only thing I was going to say is that, you know, everybody is going to strengthen. Within respect to Liverpool, I don't know if Liverpool are going to strengthen relative to what they have beyond covering depth, but everyone's going to strengthen. Like you said, Chelsea and you lot were neck and neck. Leicester bottled it, but let's just say Leicester were never involved. That, yeah, fam. Like, you're gonna need to pattern, because Chelsea are gonna strengthen. You, man, need to strengthen. You know, City are strengthening already. Like, that's the thing. We said it earlier. City, it must be beautiful being a City fan. You need a centre half. You've addressed it and brought in a centre half. So United need more than just Jadon Sancho. You know, we've got to remember Jadon Sancho is 20. You know, it's not signing Cristiano Ronaldo and them things there. Like, he's a young man. He should not be the flag bearer of Manchester United, and that every weight is on his hands, and it's unhealthy for a club like United. You have Jadon because he can do it. You've got Pogba because he can do it, and you need other players. Like, I look at your midfield, Bruno and Pogba is calm, but could you get a next man of different profile? No, Matic has been playing in that, but is he? You know, is he the level right now? Is that form going to stay? Centre half, undoubtedly need one. You know, left back, I'm sure most fans might say no, but some might say yeah. I don't know. Really don't know. Right back's the only area that looks a bit dirty. De Gea will probably stay in goal, but you know, there's something to look at, and all this can't be done in one window. It's a dodgy one,
bro. There's a lot of things that need to be done, my guy. So if we just do the Jadon thing, I think it shows you that the club, they don't know what they're doing, innit? They don't know what they're doing, because United would be stronger as a team, yeah, if they signed two or three players, yeah, just to kind of up the level of the squad rather than blow all their money on one player, if that's what they're saying they're going to do. It don't make no sense. You know what I mean? It don't make no sense. Because if man said to me, right, like, cool, 120 million on Jadon Sancho, yeah, or you could slap down a 50 million and get Ndidi in, and maybe slap down another whatever, get a wavy centre back in, and then play again next season. I think the squad's better off for it, bro. As much as I love Jadon, bro, but the bottom line is, yeah, there's big holes that need to be filled. The right wing is a big hole, but if we fill that right wing, yeah, and we don't sort out anything else, what's the point, blood?
No point in it.
That's it. It looks good, bruv. The house is leaking. What's the point of having a wavy yard here with no roof on it, blood?
That's it. Yeah. It's dead. It don't matter what TV you got, if everyone can see it. Probably won't be there by the time you come back. It's dead.
You know, like, that's what I'm saying. Man, wavy TV and that, but the locks on the house don't work, fam. Man, just walk in and take you.
It's like all these people on Twitter. You got all the drip and the loose, but your clothes are on the ironing board and all of these things there, man. Like, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. You've got to fix the house. When you thought of United of previous years, you know, you think of Cristiano, etc., but you think of the spine of that team. You think of Vidic and Rooney. You think Vidic and Rio. Sorry, you think of the man in the midfield. You think of the spine is what does things for you. The strikers and these quality players, they make the difference because you need that quality. But you need everyone around. You look at when you sadly took Van Persie off us. He made the difference. He would not have made the difference if you didn't have a competent defense or midfield. Like, you need a squad, specifically, you need a spine as well. So that needs to be addressed for both our clubs, really.
Absolute 100% facts, man. Big up everyone for watching. Slap that like button before you move out. You know what I'm saying? And we'll catch you, man, in a bit.